The UEFA Champions League takes on today, and basically a PSG versus Inter Milan. It will be a crucial final. You understand? So basically, we are getting an insight from Mr. Okis as we got expectation stats and analysis of this UEFA Champions League final. So basically, let's hear from Mr. Okis and get his insight.
Yeah, good afternoon, viewers all over the world. Today is the much anticipated 8 p.m. Nigerian time, the much anticipated Champions League final between Inter Milan and Paris Saint-Germain. Of course, both teams they've worked their way through, merited being in the final, so you can't take it away from any of them. I give them their flowers. Luis Enrique, who has done a very good job in the Paris Saint-Germain, and Filippo Inzaghi, an Italian who knows his onions, having taken these teams to these various heights. None of them want to lose this game, and let's see how it goes down to the 8 p.m. Nigerian time.
Okay, as expected, because Inter Milan like to play more a bit of the counter attack, and we are looking at the flair for like Inter. Both teams are good goalkeepers. Because we are seeing the start from both teams. All front, Usman Dembele has most shot on target, and also Turan has most shot on target together with Martinez. So the expectation of everybody is looking at what Inter as regard what Inter did against Barcelona, because Barcelona, take it or leave it, they were one of the most consistent team for the season. So what Inter Milan did, everybody is really expecting Inter to win this Champions League. But on the long run, for the past 6 5 years, Inter Milan, PSG have been to the Champions League finals, and PSG will be looking to clinch into their first title of UEFA Champions League, because the owners of this club have invested right from the time of Ancelotti getting Beckham, Abramovich, and at this time, they are the most spent football teams in this era, getting Mbappe and Neymar. We know what that costs in present football. And as it stands, Luis Enrique he will be under pressure to deliver this very Champions League. And looking at the front three for because for me, the strength for the PSG team is their front three and the midfield.
Yes, yes.
So on this very game, what do you really think with the midfield for the
PSG.
PSG team and the front three? Do you really think they got what it takes to beat the Inter Milan team?
Yes, of course. PSG they have what it takes, and there is no one thing with PSG. They have a predicted starting lineup. They have this traditional back four, Hakimi, Marquinhos, and you have Pacho and Nuno Mendes. Of course, their normal traditional three-man midfield of João Neves, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz, the former Napoli midfield marshal. Of course, Varashela and Dembele and Bakola, they are expected to start up front. And of course, these three combinations, Varashela and Dembele, they are weapon fashioned against any team. And one thing with them is that they are a very very strong threat in European football. So nothing new, and no player will be a joker in this team, because I believe that the Inter Milan coach must have watched these people play their various steps on and off the training. And I don't think Luis Enrique is going to start anybody. These are predicted lineup. And one good news about PSG is that no player is injured. All their players are fit. Then talking about Inter Milan, the strong two front hitman they have there, Lautaro Martinez and Turam, both of them combined have scored 26 goals and this season. So we look forward in terms of their midfield. They have a very strong midfield and a very strong lineup. Don't forget, Inter Milan has an older team, while PSG has a younger team. So
Okay.
are you going to say the older men who have been in the game for a very long time, are they going to triumph over the younger generation of these players, or the younger generation, are they going to triumph over? So let's see. But they said
Okay.
wine test older.
Like they say, the older the better.
The
So
older the better.
let's see how it goes for the day. But as it stands, PSG creates more chances. If you watch their
Yes.
start, PSG creates more chances up front. So, but for the viewers be looking at for now, PSG create more chances for today, because they need to be clinical up front, because we see what Inter Milan did from the group stage right till they got to this finals. Once they have 2 to 3 chances, Inter Milan always pick up those huge chances. So I think that would also be an advantage for the Inter Milan team
Yes.
against these guys for today. So do you really think PSG will be able to take on all of their chances created for the day?
Yes, I think PSG. The there is a player who is going to be very very busy today. Nuno Mendes talking about the left back. Don't forget, Dumfries is playing the right back. So both of them is going to be an intriguing encounter in that particular position. And of course, I know that Nuno Mendes, they must have spelled out. He must have watched series of tapes. Concerning Dumfries. Of course, he must not allow Dumfries to overlap because that's one of their major and strong position and all that. So, talking about triumph, these both teams they must take their chances because whatever chance you lose, you will stand to regret it. Every opportunity must count from build up down to the midfield and trying and playing connection passes with your forward players. Every opportunity must count. Every set piece must count. Every opportunity you have, every opportunity any team has, you must take that chances because if you lose or if you miss those chances, you might regret it at the end of the day. So I think I don't know, but the better team should win. But tactically, because in football, you don't say the better team. Tactically, we must predict as sports analysts. Tactically, I think based on experience, and I think Inter Milan might have the day. I am not saying that I don't want PSG to. Do you understand? But looking at what they did against Barcelona, we all most persons wrote them off against Barcelona, but they, experience counted, and they never said never until the final whistle. So I think that what happened during Barcelona game might reciprocate. Sorry, might reoccur and all that.
Okay, so because for me, I feel with what have happened to PSG right from the Liverpool game, the Arsenal game, and also the crucial one, the Aston Villa game, definitely is similar. The Aston Villa game is similar to what they will be playing against Inter Milan because definitely every chance must count, and you must definitely do what take your chances. And I think for this very game, PSG, I know Luis Enrique will be telling Ousmane Dembele, Bakula, all the titulating marketers up front and the midfield, you need to take your chances as it comes because definitely with Turan, Martinez, Dolphin, Franco, Barella, these guys take their chances even as regard to the defense line. So definitely this will be an open game for my view. I see this game to be an open game because it's not a game in which as in you're looking at talking about the Barcelona or the Madrid. These guys in terms of team quality, they are equal. In terms of standard, they are equal. So nothing less will be expected as regard for this final. So I would say for this game, I'm seeing this game as a 2-2 draw and going to the extra time.
Well, talking about the final prediction, it's not going to be like what happened during the Barcelona game. Game ended 3-3 extra time and all that. So I think it's not going to be a high scoring game per se. But just like I said, I am not saying that PSG will have the day. I'm not saying that Inter Milan will have the day. But looking at everything, this should be Inter's seventh final in their history. Champions League final in their history. Remember when they won it in 2010 under
Jose
Jose
Mourinho.
Mourinho. So Inter Milan, they don't. At a point. Sorry, I'm not taking us backwards. At a point, it was as if that PSG they were already looking like a cost team in Champions League that they cannot win it during Mbappe's period.
Because they'll be looking to break that cost today.
Well, it doesn't really mean that yes, they will be looking forward to break the course today, but there are masters in the game. Of course,
Wow.
they said in an Igbo proverb, they said
Because
an old wine and
Inzaghi is also a Champions League winner as a
yes, they
player.
said
So
an old woman will never forget her dancing steps during the youthful age. So, but that
uh,
is it. So I give it to Inter Milan and give it to Inter Milan, but it's not going to be an easy game, just like I said, and they shouldn't go and relax and all that. So maybe 2-1.